Imagine holding the power to end the world in your hands. A secret club exists. Its members can erase cities in seconds. No invitations, no second chances. Only the ultimate weapon. Who are these gatekeepers of destruction? And how did they get the keys to the apocalypse? Tonight, we reveal the secrets behind the world's most exclusive and terrifying club. From hidden labs to global standoffs, this is the story you were never meant to hear. Ready to find out what really keeps world leaders awake at night? Let's unlock the vault. To global standoffs, the race for the bomb has shaped our world. We'll explore how each member joined and why this story still matters. Because when the stakes are this high, ignorance isn't just bliss. It's dangerous. Our story starts with the United States, a nation on the cusp of global leadership, facing a threat unlike any it had ever encountered. A threat that would demand a scientific undertaking of unprecedented scale and secrecy. It was 1939. The world was teetering on the brink of war, and Albert Einstein, a name synonymous with genius, penned a letter to President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. In his letter, Einstein warned President Roosevelt that Nazi Germany, fueled by its aggressive ambitions, might be on the verge of developing a weapon of unimaginable power, an atomic bomb. The implications were terrifying. The result? The Manhattan Project, a name that would become etched in history. It was a secret, massive effort, shrouded in secrecy and fueled by urgency, to build the first atomic weapon before the enemy could. The stakes couldn't have been higher. Entire cities were built in secret, seemingly overnight, hidden from the world, dedicated solely to this singular, world-altering purpose. Thousands upon thousands of people worked tirelessly, many without knowing the true goal of their labor, contributing pieces to a puzzle they couldn't fully comprehend. Led by the brilliant and enigmatic J. Robert Oppenheimer, a theoretical physicist of immense intellect, the world's top scientists, hailing from diverse backgrounds and disciplines, raced against time to unlock the secrets of the atom and split it before the Nazis could harness its destructive potential. On July 16, 1945, in the desolate expanse of the New Mexico desert, the culmination of years of research and development resulted in the first atomic bomb exploding, forever changing the course of history in a blinding flash of light and unimaginable power. In the aftermath, Oppenheimer, grappling with the profound implications of their creation, famously quoted, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds," a chilling reflection on the awesome and terrifying power they had unleashed. The U.S. now possessed the ultimate weapon, a force capable of unparalleled destruction, believing it would swiftly bring an end to the devastating global conflict of World War II. But they'd also inadvertently started a new era, the atomic age. One where humanity's fate, the very survival of civilization, could be decided in a matter of minutes, hanging precariously in the balance. The nuclear genie was out of the bottle, its power unleashed upon the world. The world, forever scarred by the dawn of the nuclear age, would never be the same. The bomb, in its devastating power, ended one war, bringing a swift and terrible conclusion to the conflict. But it simultaneously started a much colder one, a tense and protracted standoff between superpowers, threatening global annihilation, and the race was on. A dangerous and relentless pursuit of ever more powerful and destructive weapons, ushering in an era of unprecedented global risk. The U.S. had the bomb, a weapon of unimaginable power, a symbol of ultimate authority in a world reeling from war. But the Soviets weren't far behind. They understood the implications, the shift in global power, and they were determined to close the gap. Stalin saw America's new power as a threat, a direct challenge to his own ambitions and the Soviet Union's place in the world order. Not a peace offering. He viewed it as an instrument of coercion, a tool to be countered with equal if not greater force. Soviet scientists, a brilliant team led by the esteemed Igor Kurchatov, were ordered to catch up, fast. The pressure was immense, the stakes were astronomical, and the race was on. Their secret weapon? A clandestine advantage in this high-stakes game. Espionage. a shadowy network of informants and double agents working in the shadows. Klaus Fuchs, a brilliant but disillusioned physicist working at the heart of the Manhattan Project at Los Alamos, leaked bomb secrets, highly sensitive data, straight to Moscow, providing them with invaluable insights. With stolen blueprints, technical specifications, and critical research findings, the Soviets skipped years of painstaking trial and error, accelerating their nuclear program at an unprecedented rate. In 1949, just 4 years after the U.S. test in the New Mexico desert, the USSR successfully detonated its first atomic bomb, codenamed First Lightning. The nuclear monopoly was over. The world had entered a new, far more dangerous era. Now, two superpowers, ideologically opposed and armed to the teeth, faced off, each able to destroy the other, and potentially the entire world, with their ever-growing nuclear arsenals. The chilling doctrine of mutually assured destruction, MAD, the grim logic that prevented all-out war through the threat of total annihilation, was born, a constant reminder of the precarious balance of power. The Cold War had its ultimate stakes, the survival of humanity itself. The world now lived under the ever-present shadow of the mushroom cloud, a symbol of both technological progress and existential threat. The arms race was real, a relentless competition to build bigger, more powerful, and more destructive weapons. And it was terrifying, a constant source of anxiety and fear for people around the globe. And the nuclear club, once exclusive, had a new, formidable member. Britain helped invent the bomb, but was shut out after World War II. U.S. laws cut off nuclear cooperation, leaving Britain feeling betrayed. Determined not to be left behind, Britain launched its own secret program. Despite post-war hardship, they built reactors and weapons facilities. In 1952, Britain tested its first bomb off the coast of Australia. The UK became the world's third nuclear power. It was about pride, security, and refusing to be sidelined. The British had rejoined the club they helped create. Even as their empire faded, their nuclear status was secure. The message, Britain still mattered, and the nuclear club grew. France's nuclear story is all about independence. After the Suez Crisis and feeling abandoned by allies, France decided to go it alone. Charles de Gaulle pushed for a French bomb, no more relying on the US or UK. The Force de Frappe was born, a uniquely French nuclear deterrent. France refused to sign treaties that would slow them down. In 1960, they tested their first bomb in the Algerian desert. The blast was bigger than the first US, Soviet, or British tests. France had arrived on its own terms. It was a statement of sovereignty and pride. The nuclear club now had 4 members, and France had its seat at the table. China's path to the bomb was a complex and challenging journey, marked by political upheaval, technological hurdles, and unwavering national ambition. It's a story that reveals much about China's place in the world, its relationship with other superpowers, and its determination to secure its own destiny. It was a story of defiance and self-reliance, a testament to the country's ability to overcome immense obstacles through sheer willpower and resourcefulness. This spirit of self-reliance was deeply ingrained in the national psyche, fueled by years of revolution and a desire to stand tall on the world stage. At first, the Soviets helped, providing crucial technical assistance and expertise in the early stages of China's nuclear ambitions. This collaboration was a key factor in jump-starting the program, giving China a vital head start. But after a political split, ideological differences and geopolitical tensions led to a dramatic falling out. The Soviets abruptly pulled out their advisors and withdrew their support, leaving China on its own to navigate the treacherous path to nuclear capability. Mao Zedong saw the bomb as essential not just for military defense, but as a symbol of national strength and a tool for asserting China's rightful place among the world's leading powers. He believed that without nuclear weapons, China would remain vulnerable and subject to the whims of other nations. He viewed it as vital for China's security and global respect, a means of deterring potential aggressors and ensuring that China's voice would be heard on the international stage. The bomb was seen as a great equalizer, a way for China to stand up to the established power. Despite poverty and isolation, with a country still recovering from decades of war and internal strife, China poured resources into its nuclear program, diverting scarce funds and manpower to this ambitious and highly secretive project. It was a massive undertaking that demanded sacrifices from every sector of society. Scientists worked in harsh conditions, often in remote and isolated locations, facing numerous technical challenges and material shortages. Their dedication and ingenuity were crucial to the program's success, building everything from scratch, from the reactors to the detonators, relying on their own ingenuity and technical skills. This self-reliance became a defining characteristic of the Chinese nuclear program. The project became a symbol of national determination, a rallying cry for the entire nation to unite and overcome adversity. It was presented as a crucial step towards achieving true independence and securing China's future. In 1964, China detonated its first atomic bomb at Lop Nur, a remote desert location in the northwest of the country. The test, codenamed Project 596, marked a turning point in China's history. The world was stunned as the news reverberated across the globe, sending shockwaves through international capitals and prompting both fear and admiration. China declared a no-first-use policy, stating that it would never be the first to use nuclear weapons in any conflict. But its message was clear: China could not be ignored. The successful test demonstrated China's technological prowess and its unwavering commitment to becoming a major player on the world stage. The nuclear club now had 5 members, joining the United States, the Soviet Union, Great Britain, and France in possessing the ultimate weapon. China had forced its way in, against all odds, defying expectations and overcoming immense obstacles to achieve its strategic goals. The balance of power shifted again, as China's newfound nuclear capability altered the geopolitical landscape and introduced a new dynamic to the Cold War. And the arms race continued, with the world's superpowers locked in a dangerous competition to develop ever more powerful and destructive weapons. India's nuclear journey began with peaceful intentions, but security concerns changed everything. After China's 1964 test, India faced a new threat on its border. The debate shifted: could India stay safe without its own deterrent? Under Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, India decided to test. In 1974, India conducted its peaceful nuclear explosion, a clever bit of branding. The world saw through it. India had the bomb. India didn't declare itself a nuclear weapon state, but the message was clear. The nuclear club had an unofficial new member. Regional tensions soared. The arms race had come to South Asia, and the world watched nervously. India's test sent shockwaves through Pakistan. For Pakistan, the bomb was about survival, not prestige. Prime Minister Bhutto vowed, "We will eat grass, but we will get the bomb." Abdul Qadir Khan stole centrifuge secrets from Europe, jump-starting Pakistan's program. For decades, Pakistan developed its bomb in secret, under immense pressure. In 1998, after India's new tests, Pakistan responded with its own. The subcontinent was now openly nuclear-armed. The world held its breath. The nuclear club had expanded again. The stakes in South Asia had never been higher. The arms race was now a regional reality. And the risk of conflict had grown. The shadow of the bomb loomed larger than ever. That's how the world's most dangerous club got its members. Each story is unique, but the result is the same. 9 countries with the power to end civilization. The risks of proliferation, accidents, and new members remain. We live with the constant hum of nuclear danger, one we can't afford to ignore. Understanding this history is the first step to a safer future. Let's hope the mushroom cloud stays a warning from the past, not a glimpse of what's to come.